to Bright Nose Strings. This is a continuation of my viola tutorial video for Pirates of the Caribbean, which is arranged by Ted Ricketts. It's a medley from the Medallion Calls, Blood Ritual, Walk the Plank, and the Black Pearl. In my previous video tutorial, I went all the way until measure 59, but today I will start from 51 to review a little bit, and I'll go to the end of the piece to help you do this at home. In this section, there's a few tempo changes that I just want to tell you about. So at the beginning, where I start at 51, it's slower again, then I'm faster, and then faster still all the way to the end of the piece. So I'll present to you what is the recommended tempo, and then I'll talk about what is probably the realistic tempo for these sections. So starting with measure 59, where I left off in my previous video, the tempo recommended there is dotted quarter note equals 124. The meter here is 12/8, which means there are 12 eighth notes in the measure, or you can divide it into 4 sets of 3/8 notes. So if I turn on my metronome at dotted quarter note equals 124, there's the click. So this section goes from measure 59 to 77. I'll play it through for you at this recommended tempo. One, two, three, four. So that was measure 59 to 77, which is called Walk the Plank. If I go from before that at 51 into 59, changing tempo to that at 59 might feel a little bit hectic. So for example, back at 51, I'm all the way down at quarter note equals 60. So what I'll do now is I'll play from measure 51, and then I'll transition into 59 without the metronome on. So it will probably be a little slower than what I just showed you. So here's from 51, which is the Blood Ritual section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Now here's 59. So that might be a more realistic transition tempo. Now if I jump over to measure 77, which is titled the Black Pearl, the recommended tempo is quarter note equals 162, which is quite fast. I'll show you what that is. Okay, so there's quarter note equals 162. If I play 77 to 93 at this tempo, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's doable, but for a school orchestra group doing this piece, that might be a little bit quick, so you might want to aim closer to quarter note equals 150. For example, I'm going to back up before 77 4 measures, so to the ending part of Walk the Plank, and then I'll transition into the Black Pearl. So here I go from 4 before 77. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That might be more realistic. Now at 93, it's marked faster still because in the music it says a little faster. So if the Black Pearl goal tempo was quarter note equals 162, at 93 it says quarter note equals 170. So just so you have a feel for that, Here's 170, and that tempo maintains till the end of the piece. So what I'll do is I'll play from 93 to the end at that tempo, and then I'll go back and show you what might be more realistic. Here's 93 to the end. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's at 170. It especially feels hectic to me when you're playing all of the triplets from 110 to 118. So now I'm going to start back before 93, 3 measures, slightly slower, and then when I transition into 93, I won't go quite as fast as 170. By the way, I wanted to mention to you, the quarter or the double stops at 93, the ones that involve an open string, I think are absolutely playable for any school orchestra. But in measure 4 after 93, so I guess 97, that double stop, in order to play it, you have to have 2 fingers down on 2 different strings. Your students could do it. They could do an F sharp with a high 3 on the C string and then a 4 for D on G, but it's hard to play in tune, so you might want to divide that double stop. This time, though, when I go slower, I'll play it with the double stop so you hear how it sounds. So here's from 4 before 93, and I'll do to the end of the piece at a more manageable tempo, in my opinion, which my guess is would probably be around maybe 120. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable, but of course, it can be up to whatever works best for your ensemble. So here I go from 4 before 93, a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. Here's that double stop. 2, 3. So that's a probably more realistic tempo. But now what I'll do is I'll play through the entire piece, the viola part, from the very beginning all the way to the end, and I'll do the tempo changes naturally as if they would happen while you're playing this with an orchestra without having the metronome on. So I'll remember to start slower, measure 4 is a little faster, then I'm slower again at 51, 59 is faster, and then it basically keeps accelerating until the end of the piece. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please comment, subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share it with anyone that may find this useful. And you can also watch the other viola tutorial I made for the first part of the piece. Here I go from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Rest, 2, 3, rest, 2, 3, 8.